Good morning. It is just 20 past 5 in the morning. It is Monday, the 20th of April. Just did some vacuums there now, and then I'm just going to do fasted cardio. And yep, it is just under 20 weeks out from my first show, 22 weeks out on my second show. And food's already been dropped again. So last Wednesday, food got dropped from 3,050 down to 2,740 on training days, then 2,900 down to 2,620 on rest days. So pretty big jump already, but is what it is. Only because it isn't ideal. Like I could think, oh, I'm eating this much food already at 20 weeks out. That's gonna be so fucking bad. That's gonna be so long to do. Or I could just say, class, great. That is an adjustment closer to being as peeled as I can. Like for me, this is how I imagine prep. Prep for me, like, this is for me. It's like a roller coaster. Queuing up for a roller coaster and getting on it. Build up, like gain phases or whatever. Like you being in a queue of the roller coaster could feel daunting. Could feel a bit stressing. Could feel nervous. You don't want to do it. Let's say when you're going up to the roller coaster, about to step on, that's when prep starts, etc. And then once the ride starts, you feel nervous. You're nervous. You're doubting yourself. You're not liking it. You don't want to do this. You're scared or whatever. And the whole point is, what I'm trying to say is, in a roller coaster, you can't get out until you're done. That's how I approaching prep. Obviously, people can just reply saying like, "Oh, what a prep! You can just pull out." But no, fuck that. Why would you fucking pull out of something? Like for me, I don't have the moral to do that. Like I willingly, consciously chose to do this type of thing. So for me, using that roller coaster analogy, as much as I'm nervous or shit or don't feel great and I don't know what to expect, I don't know my true like thoughts of this until I do it, until I actually finish it. But that's what I have to do. Like that is how I'm approaching. Just grit my teeth and just do it. Just fucking do it. Who cares? Just who cares what you feel? Just do it. Um, Jeez, I'm already going on a fucking rant tangent, and it's only 5:30 in the morning, so you probably get more of those later on in the video. But I'm just gonna do cardio now and get back to when I'm home. So a bit of check-ins there done, and my cardio finished. It's now 7:30, and just tucking into meal number 1. Look at that. How can you not look forward to this every single day? Beautiful. All right, so just eating my meal 3. Just had a bit of work there today between around 8:30 to about 1 o'clock. It's just after I'm read here 20 past 2, and I'm eating meal 3 now, and then I'm going to train after that, so I'll give another hour. I usually don't like training at this time, but here, look, is what it is. Not the end of the world. Then, so for this meal here, I have 80 grams of jasmine rice, 180 grams of chicken breast, and then 75 veg. And then obviously just me just sprinkling my salt. And yes, I actually weigh my salt every single day. I have about 9 grams of salt, and it's not that hard really. All I just do is just weigh it out first thing in the morning while my meal 1 is being made. Take too long to do. But yeah, so basically the only thing changed with my meals is just my post-workout and pre-workout rice. My post-workout was 150 grams, now it's down to 80. Basically dropped in fucking half, if you think about it, which is a bit mad. And then my pre-workout was dropped from 100 to 80, so I'm having 80 grams each meal. That's the only difference. The rest is the exact same. So how I'm thinking of it is I'm having 2 spoonfuls, 3 spoonfuls less rice, and then that's it. Same thing. So that meal was dusted, absolutely dusted. And a little thing I want to talk about is just from my experience the last few weeks of how I'm feeling with this whole bodybuilding thing, and even just with like quote unquote fitness and and how people do things. Is I'm just kind of fucking sick of seeing stuff, particularly on Instagram, and that is why I'm kind of posting more on YouTube now, because I want to post more that isn't on Instagram because I want to use it less. It's because, especially with bodybuilding, recently I've kind of noticed this little stigma towards it, and even with just other parts of training and people just constantly lashing on their emotional biases to things. And for me, who started in their first prep and constantly seeing fucking posts about people ranting on, crying about how bodybuilding made them look act like this, or made me have a poor relationship with X, Y, and Z, and how I used to do this type of training and now moved on to this type of training, made me so much better. And people talking about how insanely difficult and how they struggle so much, and just venting all the fucking time. And as much as that's well and good, fair enough, like you're being very open with yourself and showing it to other people. But I'm just kind of sick of seeing this shit over and over and over again. And like for me, I just don't want that sort of noise. Like this is just unnecessary noise. And I don't know why people need to just throw away their emotional biases to things, expecting that it's truth. And people thinking that you should only do this because it's better. Like seeing constantly posts with saying, "Oh, why would you want to do bodybuilding? You want to get a poor relationship with food. You have a poor relationship with your body. Want to have a bit of life to you. Why are you doing the same thing over and over again? You're going to enjoy yourself a lot more if you do this instead." I'm just like, man. Funnily enough, people have different passions. People have different interests. People have different enjoyments. And also, you may have had an issue that you didn't handle, and then maybe you've done bodybuilding or maybe you've done physique development, and that just caused your issue to worsen. That doesn't mean it's bodybuilding or physique development's fault. You probably just had an issue that you couldn't get properly into until you've done a few years of this, and then it kind of made you hit a breaking point. And also, little side part as well. For me, like I said this in the first video, realistic, funny enough, bodybuilding, like this type of training, like being quite strict, or like strict with shit, being in a routine, I've actually had less body dysmorphia, or more, I've had a better relationship with food, because I used to eat like fucking shit before I started this. I used to eat fucking loads of rotten shit every single day, full bag of cookies every day, sweets every day, full sugar monsters every day. And it may have not looked like it, but I fucking was doing it. And then constantly having body dysmorphia, having to fucking cope doing these shitty little angles and lighting techniques and fucking hating talk about it and everything. And I'm like, since I'm in this routine, I'm like the complete opposite, because I found the process enjoyable, the routine enjoyable. And as I said in the first video as well, that window of, like, let's say I do check-in shots or post-workout posing and seeing my physique, that window, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty critical. I see my flaws, see my strengths, etc. Be quite analytical with stuff. And after that window, I leave it. I don't care. Like I do my rest of my day, do work, focus on other things, and just not have my mind towards it, because I'm not emotionally biased to stuff. I'm not emotionally attached to stuff. I just do it because I like the process and I like what I get out of it. I get I just get addicted to the process and seeing myself change with it. And that's basically what it is. You don't need to be super emotionally attached to what you're doing with training and need to find some deep reason or deep emotional attachment towards it to give yourself some sort of identity or some sort of
stature, so you can tell people, oh, this made me like this, and this defines me. Like, no, you can just decide to do something and like it. I'm going on a mad fucking tangent here. I'm talking about multiple subjects at once, but the main point is I'm trying to say is that people have different attachments, people have different emotions to things, and people have different passions and pursuits in different parts of training. Just because you had a shit pass for something and you decide to vent and rant about it and cry about it on your social media, how it made me like this, or I'm so much better because I do this now. Cool, fair enough. That's you though. That isn't the sport. That isn't the training that did it. It's what your state was. Just fucking get on with what you like to do and then move on. Fucking hell. I don't know why people just have to constantly rant and vent about, oh, this is the only way how to train, or why would you want to train like this? Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Just do what you like to do. Love it. And then move on. Doesn't make a big fucking song and dance about it. Like, I don't know. That's why I'm kind of sick of like Instagram and social media at the moment, because people just, the only content I see now is just people just giving out about other sports or other parts of training, and they're giving their super deep meaning and philosophy to why they train and everything. Like, no, you can literally just do things because you enjoy it and you love it, and that's it. Maybe and also some parts of training isn't for you, and that's okay. You can move on. Doesn't mean you have to fucking slam it or talk shit about it all the time, or create some sort of lean away from people not to do it because you didn't like it. I don't like doing high rocks training. I don't like doing running training as much as I do bodybuilding training. Doesn't mean I fucking give out the people who do it. I'm in full support of people equally to those type of training and with bodybuilding training. Why? It's because I'm supporting people's passions and what they love to do. Besides that, I have nothing else to say. Who gives a fucking bollocks? I'm only giving out to people who make a big fucking song and dance about shit and how they want to act all morally superior because they do a certain way of training to other people. Like, fucking hell. I'm glad I'm aware of this earlier on, because I'm not doing this for external validation. I'm not doing this for external motivation. I'm just doing it because me internally enjoy the day by day process. I love what I get out of it every single day. I don't give a shit about what happens after. I don't care about. I don't even give a shit about me being on stage, to be honest. I don't give a fuck about what I'll place. I don't give a shit about what happens afterwards. Super simplified to why you do things, and then you're able to do it a lot longer, and you don't have to think about it as much. Yeah, that's I'm going on a mad fucking tangent here, holy shit. But yeah, that's me done. Meal three. I've what did I do? I have upper today, so I'll show a few clips.
So, session done. That was a really good session, and it was a bit later than usual, but got the job done there now. I'm just going to put in a few clips while I chat here. So, training this week still has been flying. Even with the drop, I thought maybe the performance or fatigue would be a little bit more higher, but so far so good, and everything is linear. So my split as well, I didn't even mention my split. It's up, push, pull legs, rest, upper lower, rest. So the frequency is like moderate. It's not too high, it's not too low. The sets isn't that high either, and volume isn't that too high. Because let me have a quick go over here with what my training is. Yep. So from upper body day, for like what I did, I had my peg fly. So that was 3 sets, 8 to 10, then 10 to 12 on the 2 sets after, and then I move on to an incline press. I do 2 sets. Top set 8 to 10. I think I got 7 on the top set, and then because I did new weight, and then the back off set is 8 to 10. So I think I got 9 reps in that second set, and then move on to chest support, T-bar row. It's probably not a T-bar in these videos. It's actually just a chest support row because the gym I was training at doesn't have a T-bar, so just had to do whatever's closer. The first set I did not like at all. I was sat way too low. So in the second set I felt much better. Obviously with the weight being dropped as well, I was able to recruit better my upper back a bit more. But yeah, it was a good set overall. Then move on to lat pull down. I had to do 3 sets of that, and then just lat raises, 3 sets. Then bicep, tricep, straightforward, both being 3 sets. So majority of my movements are all like 2 to 3 sets, bar my leg days. My leg days, funny enough, even though that's what had to build up the most was my legs. My legs, because my training was awful with them. It was super inconsistent, and I just didn't know how to like properly utilize them. Like when I first started training, like I was actually decently strong with legs, like with my squat, deadlift, hinges, but I just wasn't training with my legs. I was just moving weight, and I just almost plateaued because there's so much you can do with just moving weight with like I won't say momentum, but with like not using the proper muscle and technique. So yeah, so my first lower body day. So my first lower body day, I do a total of 'cause even I got volume actually increased since when prep started, but still relatively not as high. I do 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. So I do 8 working sets on my lower body one, excluding calves. Because like I'm not gonna add calves as my like volume for legs. But I do 8 sets. And then for my second lower body day, I do 4, 6, 8, 9. So I do 9 sets. So I basically do 17 sets a week of legs. That isn't that high, but I've made significant amount of progress with doing that legs because it gave me the ability to since because a few of my exercises are just like one set, like my RDL set and my hack squat set. They're both one set. So that made me think, okay, I need to bring as much focus and intense and form breakdown as best as I can in those sets so I can really gauge muscle fiber recruitment properly and build that intensity and get used to it. Because I used to do one set of leg press as well, like ages and ages, like months ago. So I'm now doing 2 sets of leg press, but it just gave me a gauge how to properly push myself properly, focusing on legs, like certain leg muscle fibers. Actually, learning how to recruit my quads, my leg press, and my hack squat. Learning how to properly engage my glutes and hamstrings on RDLs, and over time, it's just been flying. And I'm now finally seeing the progress. Like now, recently, I'm definitely seeing like the growth. My sweep has definitely come a long way with my quads, and then same with my ham drop, little curvature of my hamstrings. I'm noticing that being more prominent. Same with the sweep. Am I satisfied with them? Absolutely fucking not. Like I still want my legs to be a lot fucking better. They still are a weak point to be honest. But I'm happy with the progress I made in that time frame. And all I have to do is just take out the fat and see what they actually look like. Because I've actually properly seen my legs like lean, like well, they've never been lean, like ever, like shredded. Like I've been lean, but not like basically dick skin shredded. I've never been that before, so it'll be interesting to see what I actually just not even just with my legs, just in general, obviously. But look over what physique's looking like now with this week's check-in. I have it right here in front of me, but I'm just gonna go over. This was a few days ago, so this isn't like recent. My next check-in is in about 2 days' time. So in the next video, I'll just go over that. Won't even be that much of a difference, but just me explaining. But I'll show them on the side here. So this is just me front relaxed. No, not like a front relaxed pose, but just me just complete, just raw. And as I said, check-ins. Make sure your check-in shots are in full natural lighting. You're fasted, not after training, not after you're eating, not when you're full of water. No half natty lighting, no filters, no like contrast, sharpness. Do it in the most raw setting as you can first thing in the morning, straight out of bed. So, because that's what you generally actually look like. No bullshit as well. And if you do it in the same spot, you can actually properly see the progress happening. Because if you're doing it in loads of different areas, different lighting, it's going to be hard to gauge and it'll just be too inconsistent. So, that's what I always done from the get go when I started and was used to be so insecure about. It's like, oh, well, I don't like seeing myself in actual lighting. But like once you just get used to doing that process, you actually see you progress properly, and that's what I've now seen now, and now I'm happy having that. So yeah, that's just my front there. Then over here, yeah, it's just me front relaxed tensed. Didn't really like how I did that pose. To be honest, I should have used my. You'd notice this with a pattern with most of my posing. Like it's so difficult for me to tense my quads properly doing posing. That's like one of my biggest like tweaks. I need to try and nail as most I can with posing. My posing has definitely improved the last few months. I've like especially doing a few posing lessons and then like going to a few posing workshops actually a few weeks ago, and yeah, got a lot of good feedback. But yeah, just properly tensing those quads has been like the hardest thing. And yeah, here's a few side relaxed. And I used to be dreadful at these poses, and now I'm liking how I'm constructing these poses now. And then yeah, so yeah, that's my other side pose to the left. Really happy with that shot to be honest. I think like my side poses are kind of my strong point because my side leg is pretty good. It's one of my strong points, and so is like my chest and like arms. You can see a bit of what on the side shots as well. But yep, then I got front double. One of my favorite poses there. Uh, Midsection's getting a lot tighter now, so I'm happy with that. Um, as I said, like same, like I just find that so hard to recruit those quads properly. Then front relaxed, one of the trickier poses as well. Still not as comfortable doing them. Just I keep thinking I need to show my lats, but it's more like I need to show my shoulders. I need to be more wide, and as much as having wide lats helps a lot, but if it's in a front shot, the judge is going to be looking at your width, at your legs, at your shoulders, at your chest the most. You want to show you actually expanding them. And me just like trying to use my like show my lats too much, it just makes me kind of shrivel almost. So I'm trying to use too much of my lats now. Side chest, one of my favorite poses and one of my strongest poses, and definitely seeing the conditions come a little bit in with the side leg and shoulders. The shoulder has more like pop, more shape to it. Same the arms and chest. So I'm happy with that. Back shots, one of my weaker points as well is my back width and thickness. Thickness has improved, but the width has just been not the best. And the posing for like back shots for me has just been really hard to get in. So I'm noticing the progress we're doing that. Then yeah, there's another front, sorry, back lat spread. Side tricep, one of my weaker points as well. I find it so uncomfortable to get used to this pose, and only slowly getting used to it now. I just kind of used to be judging with the last checking spot I used to do them. The angle was just made my side triceps look really bad, so it's not okay. But yeah, abdominals are tight. I keep doing vacuums for this because I absolutely fucking hate my abs. My abs aren't good to be honest, and I think just because I still have like too much body fat to see like my actual good ab definition, so I'm just been like hammering down vacuums, and yeah, I'm starting to see a bit of changes with the vacuums. Getting midsection, as I said, getting a little bit tighter, so a bit more easier to pull my stomach in for my vacuum shots. And then obviously, yeah, it was my most muscular there. Didn't really like how I posed that, to be honest. I should have opened up my chest a bit more. My chest is more like caved in. I should really pop them out more forward. But yeah, I'm not really tensing it too much. But yeah, overall, not too fussed. That chicken is what it is. Definitely seeing changes, 100%. Going at a good pace. And yeah, that's really it. And I'll probably leave it with this video because I've not look got nothing much else to report. I'll probably record another video either tomorrow or the next day because that's when I have my check-in and kind of gauge through that as well, and then kind of go over my thoughts on basically for the next coming weeks.